What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Degenerate Candlesticks. I'm your host, Jordan, and this week is going to be a special one because we're really putting the pedal to the metal. Because at the end of last week, these were my metrics. And that's just not acceptable. So the goal of this week is to change that.
Pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
The plan is to get my share size up to 2,000, hopefully without blowing up my account. Realistically, I'm not going to be able to trade anything higher than a target share price around 420 with only a 6-cent safety net to account for any slippage. So light up or spark whatever you're smoking, and let's see how high we can get our metrics with this week's trades. For my first trade of the day, I bought 1,000 shares of APLM for $1.21.
I don't know if I can watch this.
I was hoping to have the price go to at least $1.25 before cashing out. However, that just wasn't the case for today, and I ended up selling at a $39.10 loss.
Oops.
But looking back at the chart for the rest of the day, I'm glad I made the decision when I did. Let's hope trade number 2 works out better.
What do you mean?
No, I got it. Some jerk didn't put.
I know what
got it, though. This
mean
is
when I
fine.
say oops. What do you mean saying oops there?
Well, you say we try that one again, huh?
For my second trade of the week, I ended up buying 1,000 shares of ICCM at roughly $1.15 per share. It had touched the lowest Bollinger Band, so I bought in. However, there were some indicators that it was going to be a bad trade. Luckily, I was able to close my position and was able to sell at $1.17, making $15 on the day. Not too bad. Not too great, but not too bad. For my final trade of the week, I bought 1,000 shares of RDHL at roughly $1.43. I ended up holding for only about 45 seconds and then selling at $1.45. And while that sounds great, RDHL ended up shooting to $1.71, ended up getting halted, and then once the halt was over, ends up shooting to $2.50.
It's pandemonium! People here have gone completely crazy! In 14 years...
Me. The sale of this position netted me $23.70, which brings my total profit between the two trades to $38.70. So I am still short 40 cents on breaking even for the week. But before we continue, if you're liking this content, why don't you hit that like and subscribe button, as it really helps the channel, and I'd really appreciate it. But with that, let's get to the trading recap. My first trade of the week was at a loss, and after taking some time to reflect on where I went wrong, I've come up with a few mistakes on my part. So a little behind the scenes. Ideally, I want to get all of my trades done before Wednesday. That way I have a couple days to edit and then get the video out by Friday. For some reason, I was really feeling the pressure on Monday, and I took the trade of APLM, just hoping to get the trades done for the rest of the week. Obviously, this did not end well, and this sort of behavior is bordering on true degeneracy. Therefore, I can only give myself 2 out of 5 stars. My second trade of ICCM was profitable. However, there were some indicators signaling that it might not have ended that way. If you consider the VWAP, Bollinger Bands, MACD, volume average, as well as level 2 and time of sales, each as their own individual indicator, a large proportion of them were signaling that this was not going to be profitable. There's no point in having indicators if you're going to ignore them. So I can only give myself 3 out of 5 stars. My final trade of the week ended up being my most profitable. The trade of RDHL was, in my opinion, properly executed. However, as usual, my paper hands didn't hold on long enough, and I missed out on quite a bit of profit. That's life. Therefore, I can only give myself 4 out of 5 stars. But that wraps up this week's trades. As always, thanks for watching. I'd love to hear what you have to think about this week's trades or your thoughts on my approach in general. How do you handle taking a loss on a trade? What sort of emotions do you feel the following days after? Let me know down in the comments section. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below as well. I would love to hear your thoughts on my progress so far. And since you've made it this far, I've got to assume you're liking our content. So don't forget to hit either that like or subscribe button, as it really helps the channel and I would appreciate it. Have a good one. Talk to you next week.